let's bring in our guest analyst. He's a co-founder and wealth partner at VestGen Wealth Partners up in Chicago. Craig Bolanos, thanks for being on the show, Craig.
Hey, Scott, good to be with you on a Friday. No big economic data coming out, but you know what? I keep hearing these rumors about an AI bubble, an artificial intelligence bubble. Is it real? Is it fact? Is it fiction? What do you think?
Well, I hope that's the case because I need to buy more. It's if people want to sell it, they can sell it to me. I think if we do have Kevin Mon, he's with Henning and Walsh. He's on our show. You see him on CNBC and Fox a lot too, and he's a great guy. And I asked him the other day, where are we in the life cycle in his mind when it comes to AI? And his answer was probably the best I've gotten so far. He said, we're taking batting practice before a doubleheader. So we're not even in the first inning, he thinks. So, yeah, people can get excited about it. Maybe they are a little bit out over their skis. Maybe we've rushed a little bit too ahead of. I don't care. The applications for AI, I think, are boundless, and I think obviously it's a double-edged sword. There's going to be some problems with it too, but I think Doge combined with the AI can get rid of a lot of our problems at the BLS and at the Fed, and I've got a long list of things I'd like to see AI take a little bit of a swipe at, because a lot of these things are data dependent, and they just collate data, and then they give us the answers. Well, there's nothing better for AI to do than that. So if they say it's a bubble, that's fine. Let it pop. I'll be there to pick up the pieces.
There you go. No, listen, I only think about it in terms of the broader economy, not one sector. I agree. We are still in the infancy stages, and artificial intelligence is going to transform society. And I think it's just going to hit like a wave once we get to 2027, which means we're only 15 to 18 months out from seeing significant changes ripple through society and other places. That makes it a very investable thematic. That being said, though, I got to take a look, and I'm always happy. I don't always see the world through rose-colored glasses. I'm objective with data, but right now I am paying attention to the fact that I've got to be paying very close tabs on the data right now, because historically these bubbles, they tend to come to a head at the end of economic cycles. And I think there is, I'm actually going to say it, Scott, I think there's a little bit of building evidence that even though I do not think an AI bubble is in place, the U.S. economy, I'm going to say it, I think the risks are really elevating that we could have a slowdown. Right?
I think we're already slowing down. I think we're slowing down.
Yeah, and that worries me because, the upside risks to things like inflation, you talked about that June PCE print, et cetera, they've materialized. And the dynamic then, that presents a major challenge for the Federal Reserve, for Fed policy. And I just don't think that's a risk that's necessarily priced in. I'm a little disappointed that the SOX, the semiconductor index, is not back to its all-time highs that we actually hit last summer, right? And I think we all got a glimpse of how vulnerable things can be when that SOX index literally got crushed some 40% before making its recovery. So what are investors to make of that? I just got one message on a Friday I'd like to get out there. Rebalance the portfolios, everybody. Pay attention to the risk budgets and don't get complacent, because it's far too easy to fall into that trap.
Yeah, I totally agree. And again, these things don't go straight up. Things don't grow to the sky. And I'm not normally very bullish, but I just see I do see the risks. I see that the labor is going to be struggling here. I think the Fed will be in a quandary because they're going to have a problem with inflation, and at the same time they're going to have a problem with a slowing economy. Do they raise? If they hike them, that's going to hurt and help, and if they raise and lower them, they're going to it's going to hurt and help. They're going to get stuck, because we could be in a stagflationary environment. So I see those risks. I look at those, and you probably, before we go, you probably saw Mark Zandi, the economist at Moody's, came out 2 days ago, and he said that he thinks, maybe a lot like you, that there are some things, the risk of recession is elevated. What do you say about that?
Yeah, no, I think the risks are there. I'm not calling for one. The entire soft landing still exists. I think that remains in play through the full second half of 2025. Maybe that's not a bold statement when we only got 4 months and 3 weeks to go, but the risks are definitely starting to show for those who are willing to look at data. It's not the consumer data. Scott, you brought to light this week for everybody personal bankruptcies. You've brought to light other things that are trickling through the economy. You've long been even screaming about negative equity in automobiles and some of these things that are there. I believe it or not, I think the consumer's got room to stretch, but I think the consumer only has room to stretch because the non-farm payroll data has been so strong. But by the time we get to 2027, that topic you and I just mentioned of artificial intelligence, that's going to change that entire dynamic. And that's what we have to be thinking about.
I agree. A lot of people are ignoring that fact, but I think you're exactly right. And, as happens with these new technologies, it's going to displace a lot of people. And they always say, well, that's going to create more jobs than it gets rid of. Yeah, but it's not going to help the people that lost jobs because they're not going to be able to be retrained. They're going to be at the end of their careers or like me, right? It's not going to help us, so it's going to help the younger generation, which is fine. But there is still an uncomfortable learning curve, I guess is the best way I put it.
That's right, Scott. Don't worry for you. We're just going to put you out to the pasture. You'll fit in well.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, brother. Always great to have you on and kick us off on a Friday. Thank you very much, Craig Bolanos. He's co-founder and wealth manager at VestGen Wealth Partners up in Chicago. Remember, give us a call or send us a text. I want to hear from you today. Today's the call-in day, 855-776-6147, 855-776-6147. Things are expensive. We're going to go away and pay some bills so we can afford everything. We're going to come back right after this.
This week on Ray's Roadhouse.